The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, The Money Masters.
Good day, Money Masters and Treasure Hunters. Welcome to the June 11th, wonderful Wednesday edition of the Money Masters Show. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, the daily newsletter service that is the intelligence for creating financial freedom. Now, my outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with tools that will empower human potential. Because living up to our potential, folks, that's something you and I, we must master each and every day. So let's begin our day with empowering beliefs. My favorite, become your own electrician, the electrician of your beliefs. But, before I share with you what I believe is the most important tool that we can possess in our toolbox, let me start off by asking you this question. Let me start off because questions control your focus. So as I'm talking about this great tool of mine, I want to ask you this question. What happened? What happened in your life, and who do you blame for it? Come on, each of us have things that have happened to us in our life, things that maybe are negative. So the question is, what happened in your life, and who do you blame for it? What bad thing happened in your life, and who do you blame? And when you answer, here's the key. It has to be in an effective way, a positive way. It's got to be an answer that has had a positive impact in your life. You see, just like in trading, there are always two sides of the story. There's the bullish, or what might be considered positive, and there's the bearish, what would be considered negative. And when it comes to you in your life, the real key is to take a negative event and turn it into a positive. Because isn't that really the source behind inspiring stories? And if that's the case, then turn your negative story into a positive one. I mean, each of us has one, at least one. So as I provide you with the key to being the electrician to your life, think about it. Write it down on paper. You've always got to put things on paper, folks, because if you could solve a problem in your head, it would already be solved. So what happened in your life, and who do you blame for it, and what's the real meaning of that event? Now, beliefs. Here's why you've got to become an electrician. We've all got to become electricians. I learned that at a very early age when I got electrocuted. Beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy. You see, you and I, we've got the incredible ability to take any experience of our lives and create a meaning that disempowers us. We don't do that here at TFNN, or one that can literally save our lives and empower us and take us to places we never even dreamed of. Think about it like this. There's only one thing that we can control in our life, and that's the meaning that we give to something. That is the beauty of the markets we trade. We've got bulls, we've got bears. One that sees an event as a selling opportunity, another as a buying opportunity. It's your beliefs. It's the meaning that you give to events. You are the ones that are in control of that meaning, and that's pretty cool when you think about it, because what you and I, what we can or cannot do, what we consider possible or impossible, it really isn't a function of our capabilities. It's more likely a function of our beliefs about who we are. And that matters why? Because I don't care where you're at in life. I don't care if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're healthy, if you're unhealthy. We're all striving for more out there. It doesn't matter where you come from. And that's important because all personal breakthroughs begin with a change in beliefs. It's like getting rid of your weak link out there. And so how do we change? This is the key. How do we change? The most effective way to change is to get our brains to associate massive pain to that old disempowering belief. That's why I asked you that question beforehand. Write down some answers to it. Because when we believe at our deepest level that that disempowering belief has cost us in our past, will continue to cost us in our present, ultimately will only bring us pain in the future. Can you imagine, folks, 5 years from now, letting that same thing hold you back, letting that story that you tell yourself on a repeated basis hold you back from being the person you want to become? BS. It's all before Steve, folks out there. Because, knowing what we don't want is just as important as knowing what we do want. Because we want to be able to take that old disempowering belief. We want to get rid of it. We want to pack it up. We want to send it off on the space shuttle, if we had a space shuttle. But you've got a space shuttle in life, so go ahead, close your eyes and pack it up and send it off and send it out to outer space. And then replace that little box, that little area inside your soul, inside your mind, inside your heart. Replace that with the pleasure of adopting a new empowering belief. And the reason is this. At any moment, that could be right here, right now, this very second, a decision that we can make can change the course of our life forever. It could be the very next person you stand in line next to. Could be the person you sit next to on an airplane. It could be the next phone call you make. How about the phone call you take? Could be the next movie you see, book you read, page you turn, newsletter you subscribe to. It could be any one of those single things that then causes the floodgates to open, folks. And then everything we've been waiting for will fall into place. Yes, if there's anything I'm passionate about, it is this whole thing. If you could get this, if you could record this, which you can, and it's recorded, right? It's on iTunes out there. Go have your kids listen to this and get them to write things down and get them to understand this, folks, because if you want to set them free to achieve things that they never even thought they could achieve, they've got to be able to understand what it is that's holding them back. Well, let's go see if there's anything holding back these markets out here right now as we speak. We've got the Dow trading off 70 points. I guess there's something holding us back. But it could be just for the day. Could be for a couple days. You've got the S&P. It's trading out at 1945. That's off 5 points. The NASDAQ down 5 points. No real damage done in the NASDAQ out here. It's trading at 43.32. Russell 2000 now down just a little over $4, trading at 11.68. NDX 100 off a buck out here. Philadelphia Gold and Silver Index up 1%, up $1.17. Semiconductors Index, how about that? That SOX is strong. That's up about $1.85. You've got the Gold Bucks Index, the HUI, that's up $2.70, a little over 1% out here. We do have some pressure on the markets, no question about it. You got net decline issues of 11.35 right now. You only need 7.49, only 7.49 in order for the bears to take control. But I say this time around it's more of a neutral position, unless you are a real short-term trader out there. And I don't mean traitor, I mean trader in the marketplace. If we take a look at some things that are moving and grooving to the upside, Priceline jumping in the lead out here, up $17 and change. Synaptics, SYNA, up 25%, up $16 and change. Alta Salon having a nice morning, changing its trend. It's up $11 and change, up 14%. Amazon up $8. Infosys up 2. First Solar up a couple bucks, that's up 3%. Montage Technologies up 10%. Elizabeth Arden, RDEN is a ticker symbol, up 7.5%. Wynn Resorts, this may be a little bit of a dead cat bounce out here inside Wynn Resorts. We'll take a look at it if I can remember to do that, if it stays on my screen out here. PCP, Precision Cast Parts, that's leading the charge to the downside off $6 and change. Bancorp Inc., DELT, BBK off 29%. United National Foods, UNFI off 5%, down $3.50. Boeing down $3 and change. Biogen, BIIB off $3. Mohawk Industries down $2.58. Lockheed Martin off a couple of dollars. Google down $2.50. Alaska Air, ALK is a ticker symbol, down a couple of dollars. So let's go start off. Let's go take a look at the ETF structures out here. Let's go take a look at some unfair highs, unfair lows. Let's go see what we can find. Let's start off by taking a look at the Qs here. The Qs most certainly not giving anything up. Of course, the Qs have made a 1 to 1.618. A to B equals CD. That is using the swing point of a trading session here, key reversal session, by the way. That was on April the 15th, through 8.8328. Makes a move up into a resistance zone on April 24th. Gets up to 88.21. Makes about a 6.618 retracement level. That occurs on the trading session of April 28th out there. That's your C, 1 to 1.618. That's the level that it's achieved here thus far. Why did it not stop at the 1 to 1? Well, there was no bearish reversal signal there. Why did that stop at the 1 to 1.272? Also no bearish reversal signal there. Somebody points out, hey, isn't that a hanging man candle that formed on June 2nd? And I'd have to say you're right. But what's that got to do with it? Because a hanging man candle, although it has bearish connotations, don't trade it as a bearish reversal signal, folks, because it is not. Now, it was a bearish engulfing candle as well, but we can see that really didn't hold, and it had nothing to really worry about from a bear. I mean, it was this easy bearish engulfing candle because you had a little doji candle on May 30th out here. So now you got the 1 to 1.618. Market is absolutely, and we take a look at the Qs here, overbought, but it's working its way off by moving sideways. As bullish as it can possibly get out there. What needs to happen in order for the Qs to feel any kind of selling pressure out here, well, that would be a close below its daily unfair low that just popped up today, which is 92.04. I'm going to have to come back and say because the market profiles have been a little bit longer coming back into the June 3rd area, really it starts to get somewhat concerning or bearish if you see a close below about the 90.37 level. I would be using 90.37 as the number. That's on a daily chart, and that is for the Qs. Let's go take a look at the IWM. Let's go take a look at what arguably, in one sense, may be the weak link out here. But if we take a look at it, it's had several signs of strength here recently. What did it do so far? It has formed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside. However, I question you. I throw out this question. I don't question you. I just simply throw out this question. Have you seen a reversal signal inside of the IWM? And what is the answer? And the answer is no. Now, here's the thing you need to know about these lightning bolt patterns out here. They only make a 1-to-1 60% of the time. That's why you need to become a master of that C to D leg out here. And I'll have to tell you, as we speak right now, 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside is not what the IWM wants to do. It wants to do something more than that. The 1-to-1.272 area takes it to the 119.25. The 1.618 expansion takes you to 121.47. And then if we take a look a little bit further back in the chart out here, you'll see real resistance out here back at the swing points. And that's back to the March 7th area. That is where the Russell 2000 wants to work its way up to. It has simply put a nice hammer candle down at the bottom. That was, I believe, was Mark in the Denver area, in the Colorado area at least. He was the one who pointed out that little hammer candle out there. I remember he traded that. Had a nice bullish golfing candle the next trading session out there. It's marked a pretty decent low. We have not seen any kind of reversal signal here inside the IWM other than just being close to a overbought. It's not even overbought here. So it's got room to run, and we've seen a couple nice signs of strength out here, especially as the B point was passed. That was done with accelerated volume, which was 67 million shares, and that was on June 5th. That took out a B point. The IWM wants to make more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the upside. Simple as that. Let's take a look at the SPYs out here. The S&P 500, the SPY, it's formed a 1-to-1.618 A to B equals CD to the upside, but still no bearish signal here as we take a look at it. It's above its unfair highs. I would have to say, even though it shows 193.60, I would more likely take a look at about the 192.97 area. So this is still full-blown bullish, just working sideways to work off an overbought condition inside the marketplace. The relative strength indicator at the 70 level right now, but no signs of weakness really inside of the SPY. And I know you got to say, hey, wait a minute here, Steve. Oh, the Dow's off 80 points, or the futures are off 80 points. Let's go take a look at the diamonds. Let's go see what kind of message we have behind the diamonds out here. The diamonds trading out at 168.57. They've got a bit of a little support from a little gap up that took place between June 5th and June 6th out here. So the top of that gap, the bottom of the gap here, yet to be tested. That low is 168.46. So far, we've seen a low of 168.51 out here. Volume so far today, 792,000 shares out here. The diamonds, the Dow, everything really wants higher price. That doesn't mean that we don't move sideways or inside a little trading range here for a little while. Could be even a week or so. And then it'll be off to the races. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Still some pressure on the markets here. It's the Dow that's leading the markets down percentage-wise, off about a little under 0.5%. The Russell 2000 off about 0.3% out here, and the Nasdaq Composite trying to turn bullish, trying to turn positive. I can't say bullish. The markets are bullish, period, but it's trying to turn positive here as we speak. Had a request in our Tiger's Den, folks. If you haven't had a chance to check out the Tiger's Den, do yourself a favor. Come on over to the homepage of TFNN.com. Number one, you get to see all of our stock charts in HD. That's a cool thing. But better than that, you're going to get some great assistance. You know, the real key to making changes in one's life when you are trying to the phrase, I want to take it to the next level or what have you. So whatever metaphor it is or whatever statements it is that you want to use out there, what I can tell you is the way to lift yourself to a level above where you're at is to get a different peer group. It's called proximity. If you would write something down, I'd write proximity is power. Teach this one to your kids, okay, as they're about to begin their life. Because you know what it's like when you start to begin your life. It's so important about where it is, your strategy. That your strategy can be where it is you're going to live. Because you start to get comfortable, what have you. And proximity is power. And the real question has got to be is where they're at really going to help them accomplish where it is that they really want to go in life? Well, when I say proximity is power, it means get yourself as close to the area. That's how I'm doing this show here right now. I had to make a change and went over to the Tampa area and spent time with Tom. And, as I find out, the thing I enjoy doing most is this radio show for a number of different reasons out there. Now, I didn't know that several years ago or what have you, but it's called proximity is power out there. You've got to be willing to make those changes, and you've got to take that action, massive action, right? Well, what that also means is, and I kind of got off track here, is just go join the Tiger's Den, because it's really all about peer groups, and that's an easy way to do it. You're going to have a number of folks in there that can teach you something. They're going to offer you advice, or they're going to. There's just a ton of information. You got to always remember, folks. Think about how much money it is you're going to spend today on some food. You're going to feed your body, no question about it. But the real question is, are you going to feed your mind? Are you going to feed your mind? And boy, you want to feed your mind more than your body out there, at least in my opinion. Now, let's go take a look at the request to look at Taser. Taser International Inc. Ticker symbol here is TASR. I believe, I can't recall whether, because I am really multitasking here. If you only knew what was going on behind the scenes out here. But the request is to take a look at that Taser out here. I don't know if it was long, short, just looking for information. Let's take a look at it. What did it do yesterday? Well, if we take a look at that Taser, he had some nice volume. He had some volume. He had let me go ahead and put my crosshair up out here. So my apologies. It's not on the chart. It's a little bit easier for me to do that. So give me one moment to put the cursor up here. Let me make it visible. Let me show my cursor labels, and then we'll be all set. Okay, here we go. Now, if we take a look at the Taser here yesterday, June 10th, nice sign of strength off of the bottom. Bottom from a market profile standpoint was at 1301, and what we saw price just really kind of consolidate along the lows here, along that bottom, beginning right around the May 9th time frame. So we have about 30 days worth of some consolidation, just moving sideways. And then yesterday, a sign of strength. Now, yesterday's sign of strength inside of a Taser. It's a daily chart that we're looking at, getting above resistance. Its unfair high, which is at 1394. So long as Taser stays above 1394, that's bullish. Now, if it does pull back, and it pulls back on light volume, and it pulls back to the breakout, or it pulls back to the 1301 area, and it does it on light volume, that too could be a buy signal out there. Your stop inside this has got to be below the last swing point, so make sure you use a wide enough stop out here. And so I wouldn't use 1301. I would probably use something more. I'd be looking at that May 15th candle, and that low out there is at 1262 in the marketplace. So that's on the daily chart. There's not going to be any kind of A to B equals C to the upside that we can take a look at. If we take a look at just a normal bounce out here, we take a look at a normal bounce. I'm referring to retracements off of the swing point from May 23rd down to the swing point. I'm suggesting that maybe you use as your stop area here. What we'll see is the 3.382, the dead cat bounce area is in essence where it hit yesterday. 1480 is the number. Yesterday it got up to a price level of 1465, but a nice sign of strength in Taser, TASR. If you get above the 1480 level, 16 and a quarter would be a normal move. That's the daily chart for Taser. Let's go take a look at the weekly time frame out here. See, we've got on the weekly time frame. This will show some other resistance areas for sure. We'll see if and that is at 1494. So what you'd like to see in the case of Taser, you can see, hey, you'd like to see some synergy out here. So that 1315-ish area, that's that support level on a weekly basis. You really want to see Taser get about 1494. If it can do that, it's off to the races. 877-927-6648. We've got the Dow off 89 points right now. We'll be right back.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released.
O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target and stop price of each stock in option trade. With market insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know that you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right of the TFNN homepage. But if you don't have a mobile connection that keeps up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit tfnn.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in radio talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed for trading in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information available, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off about 95 points right now. Composite down 8. We were looking at Taser just a little while ago now. I had the unfortunate experience of tasing myself. Now, this was back, 40-plus years ago. 40-plus years ago. Now, for those of you, I think we had just gotten one of those dishwashers. Now, it's the kind of dishwasher that you hook up to the faucet. Of course, they're really all hooked up through the faucet, but this is one of those dishwashers. You take this little device, you hook it up to the faucet, you turn the faucet on, and that's obviously what ran the water into the system. And one of the hoses on that unit broke. And back in those days, we had some beautiful, beautiful linoleum tile. It's not even tile, right? Just linoleum, flooring. There we go. Flooring in the kitchen, and my mom had left the vacuum cleaner plugged in. So, of course, because there was a nice flooded area there, I thought I'd be a good little lad, and so I took my shoes off, had my bare feet, and with my left hand I reached for the top of the vacuum cleaner, and my right hand I reached down to the plug. And, of course, you can figure that both palms were inward, and the immediate thing was I got electrocuted. That was a true tasing that was going on. And because of the way electricity works, all your muscles tighten up, and I really couldn't break my grip. It freaked everybody out, that's for sure. And my mom happened to be in the house. She heard, who knows what sounds were coming out of my squealing body back then, but she was brave enough to run in there. Of course, she had her shoes on. She grabbed me, and then that was able to free me from the So electricity actually is something that when I do anything that's electrical, I turn the power to the entire house off. Because and that's, in that way it's a little bit safe. But I will have to tell you, electricity. So when I talk about become your own electrician or what have you in life, it has some real meaning to me. In any event, I only brought that up because we took a look at Taser. Now, we've got some pressure in the markets for sure, and one area that we want to really be paying attention to. One area that we want to be paying attention to, I mentioned this with the euro yen out here, and even though it's broken through the hammer low, that's okay. It's 120-minute chart that we're looking at out here. My time frame on the 120-minute chart ends at 11 o'clock. So it's testing the lows of that hammer. We haven't actually seen a break. If you do get a break coming in at the 11 o'clock session, and it's below 137.96, that's trouble out there. Now, what we can also notice is that the Euro-Japanese yen, where our markets are overbought, the Euro-Japanese yen on 120-minute chart here is oversold. Now we'll take a look at the oversold condition. Maybe on the 120-minute time frame, the index futures are oversold as well. I don't know off the top of my head, but sort of do. They're not oversold as we speak just yet. On the left-hand side, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, left-hand side of my screen is the Rhodes Momentum Indicator chart and a tool system. That's my proprietary system that I have developed out here. And what that says is that there's certainly selling pressure. It's 120 minutes. So we're looking at 220-minute time frames out here. And remember, the Euro-Japanese yen is a indicator. It is a directional indicator from a market standpoint. So you can see it's been moving lower since about 2,300 hours on June the 8th. If I come back to June the 8th, sometime around I got it at 12 noon. You can see the market has also moved lower. So there's your directional correlation if you take a look at them side by side out here. Now, we saw a break yesterday when I was doing the shows. I said, hey, we were seeing some selling pressure. And I said we really needed to see, in order for the selling pressure to continue, you need to see it close below this candle session right here at 4 a.m. That price, we're looking at the S&P futures 120-minute time frame. That low is 1944.75. That area held as support all day long, no problem. But we did see a break of that area at 6 o'clock this morning. So then it's formed this is really telling us that the market was consolidating here. The market is still in a sideways consolidation. But what we take a look at is you got another Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, and that took place here at 8 o'clock this morning. Now, bullish is going to be a close above that high on a 120-minute time frame. That's at 1945, and bearish and continued selling pressure is going to be a close below 1940. So whether you're bullish or you're bearish, I would use those as your references for your trading, especially for an intraday trader for the day. A close again above 1945. That is bullish out here and says, okay, the selling pressure is done with. Likewise, a close below 1940 and selling pressure is likely to continue. And if you have the ability to go ahead and take a look at it side by side, and if the selling pressure is going to continue, what you'd also like to see is you'd like to see that a hammer candle inside of the Euro-Japanese yen get busted through. But right now, it's just being tested. It has not, until the session is over at 11 o'clock, we just don't have any additional information. Now, that's on the ES Mini. Let's take a look at the Dow futures out here, because the Dow futures are really the ones that are under pressure. So let's look at the 120-minute time frame here. Let me just totally reload all my, okay. And we were looking at the same thing inside the Dow yesterday. We're using the 4 a.m. session, and that held as support. That, too, was broken here this morning at 6 o'clock. But as that was being broken, it's forming. See, it's still, at this stage here, the problem is it's forming one of my indicator signals out here. So until the formation is complete, and actually I need to go back, and on the ES Mini, I've got to say, the numbers that I gave you, those aren't the numbers that we have to use, because I have to wait for the actual candle to form, for the actual signal to form. And that means we could see a lower low between the, in the next session that would still form that green indicator signal. That's just it's a great tool. It's a great indicator signal. It's much like a rubber band. The markets will stretch, and then they snap back, and I'm able to use both the lows and the highs of that specific candle to help us identify whether it's selling pressure that's going to continue or whether we are going to see at least some type of bounce or maybe a decent little bottom setting up a trading range. And so that's in the so the numbers that I gave you inside the Dow, inside the ES Mini. Let me just go back and make sure that it hadn't really formed. I think it's in the process of forming. So I want to give you, no, I take that back. The numbers inside the ES Mini, they did form that candle out there. So those numbers I gave you in the ES Mini, those are the numbers that you can use. Inside the Dow, it's still in the process of all that selling pressure that makes sense of forming that Rhodes momentum indicator. But let's go take a look at the NASDAQ out here. Since I can't give you numbers on the Dow, what I probably can do is give you numbers on the NQ. Yeah, I most certainly can out here. So if we take a look at, so very similar to yesterday's signal, which came in at 4 o'clock, that held as a support level. We have a new signal here that formed, that was at 8 o'clock this morning, and you can see right now that price is above the high of that session. The high of that session being 37.90. So that's more bullish than it is bearish out here. Likewise, if you were to see it close below 37.79.50, that would definitely tell you that the sellers have gained control of the markets out here. So that is in the NQ. So the battle on between the NASDAQ, between the NQ and the Dow out here, I will know at the end of the day who won that battle. Now let's go take a look at some things here that are popping and dropping in the marketplace. Let's go take a look at some equities. Let's go see what they're doing here. So leading the charge here to the upside, we took a look at Alta. Well, we only took a look at Alta Salon in the pre-market out here. Let's go take a look at it in the post. Not the post market, in the current trading session. Now, what Alta Salon is doing is trading into a swing point here from March 17th. The low of that is 94.42. If it closes inside it, and it's traded 97.76 right now, it'll at least go test the highs. But it's up above on a weekly chart. It's up above its resistance level. It's unfair high out there. In fact, so that's very bullish. If we take a look at so it says a change in trend has taken place here. Oh, I don't know if I'm good with my line tool. Let me see here. What's the? Let me see here. Arrow. Yeah. Let's take a look at the. Oh, darn it. Let me see here. If I take a look at my trend tool out here, we can see that Alta Salon clearly has broken the trend line out here. So that's bullish. That's a weekly chart we were looking at. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame out here. So it does look like Alta Salon is. Here's the daily. Yeah, look at that nice gap up out here. That's trading. Let me take a look and see if there's any kind of volume breakdowns out here. You know, the only volume breakdown really is trading above that is on the trading session of April 11th. So this had a nice sign of strength back here on March 14th. It's trading into that area. So maybe that's a little bit of a supply line. Those folks that bought in or chased it maybe for the next 3 or 4 trading sessions felt some pressure, and maybe at this stage here they're just looking to get some of their cash back out here. But nonetheless, on that breakout on March the 14th, 7.4 million shares, and today so far it's done 3.4 million shares. So volume here real large inside of Alta Salon. That looks pretty bullish. It really suggests to me that it's going to go test the highs again, being March the 20th. Let me pull that back a little bit further out here. Well, here's the problem. Okay. The problem or the issue is going to be the candle session, the breakdown. So this thing broke down with some real big institutional selling. And that was back on December 6, 2013. But it's inside the gap out here. So how do you play something when it's inside the gap to give you some type of indication that, especially if you're trying to play it in this case here on the short side, what would have been that indication out here? Let me go ahead and get rid of the trend line out there. What would have been the indication is you're looking for a reversal signal. Now, this looks like a potential shooting star candle out here. So this is inside the gap. The gap here that I'm referring to is the one where you're looking at the top of the bar from December 6th out there. That price level is at 97.75. And you see how price gets back inside that gap here back on March 18th, March 20th. March 20th's candle looks like a shooting star and you've got a bearish engulfing candle for sure. The trading session of March 21st out there, those are signals. Those are what the sign makers, the bulls and bears, are making signs for us. They're providing us with information out here. Then you most certainly had a shooting star candle on March 26th. So you had several signals that the bears, that the sellers, even though it was inside the gap, that was enough for them. No mas out here was what the sellers were saying, and they were going to start pushing price back down. And of course, your target on any push is going to be where's the most recent swing point. That swing point being back here around the January 21st, January 22nd time frame. And that's exactly where price moved back to. At this stage here, price is going to, or should go test that swing point from March 20th, and it may even exceed that level, get back into the gap. If you were one that was looking to short Alta Salon, what you're looking for is a similar type of pattern here, is you're looking for some reversal signals. That's what at least I would be looking for. However, the difference here is that slight difference. You've got a nice sign of strength here this morning. It's going to have some big volume. It could even have more volume than that trading session from December 6, 2013 out there. And that's not exactly what it is you like to see when you are shorting something out there. Had a request to go take a look at lumber liquidators. Let's go look at LL is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what it's doing on its daily chart and time frame out here. Lumber liquidators not looking good. Looks like it's on liquidation. It's unfair highs acting as resistance. It's now below the support level. The support level inside for its market profile was down at a price point of the magic number 79.51. Let's explode this up a bit here on our charts. It is trading into, it's trading below this high volume low, this swing point out here. That's from the trading session of April 30th. That had volume of 3.8 million shares. 3.8 million shares to the downside. So it's down below that swing point with lighter volume, but nonetheless, in the most recent swing point really is May 30th. So that low is going to be, or should be tested, I should say. 76.54 would be the number. You're trading at 77.44 right now. Let's go see what a weekly chart shows us here, and let's take a look at some larger, let's take a look at some larger A to B equals CDs. Or A to B equals C to the downside inside of lumber liquidators. So let's take a look at it. The A point on this is going to be the swing point high from November 18th. The B point is going to be the low on December 9th, the week of December 9th, and the C point is going to be the high of February 24th. 1-to-1 is what it is trading at right now. That's at 77.34 is the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. It's at 77.47. So a break below this level here, push lower, takes it into the 67.98-ish type area. Out there, that's your 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD out here. And its original sign of strength on a weekly basis, that would make sense. So this could be coming back, lumber liquidators, to an original sign of strength out here with wide price spread, accelerated volume. And that took place the week of April 22nd out here. The low of that session is 66.54. So you got 66.54 there, 67.98 on the 1 to 1.272. A to B equals CD to the downside. Most likely sets up a larger Gartley buy pattern out here. Still got to be somewhat careful because you've got one real big session of institutional selling. So if we can come back to that breakout area and lighter volume, and then you see a sign of strength, that would probably be your signal. If what you are looking for is a long trade inside of lumber liquidators out here. Let's see what else is moving this morning. Wynn Resorts here yesterday, the day before it was struggling. Let's go see what Wynn Resorts is doing. Let me switch over to the daily time frame out here. Looks like the weekly held the support level. It's unfair low out here. Right now, it's trading out at 201.51, closing above. See if I can get the number. I can't get it here. Let me go back to the weekly chart here right now. Weekly chart, what Wynn Resorts needs to do, needs to stay above 194.27. We'll be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. It is a wonderful Wednesday. That means we got our man Basil Chapman up next, Larry Pesavento in the on-deck circle. After that, Daryl Martin, David White, the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. So a good lineup for us today. Right now, pressure inside the markets. Dow off 97 points. This is really to be expected, so it's playing out as it should. The Qs here have given us a shorter-term topping signal. My impression is, my interpretation at this stage is that it's really setting up for the next buy out there. Right now, you've got the S&P's off 8, Composite off 8, and Russell 2000 down 6 points right now. Let's go down to Odessa, Florida. Over to Odessa, Florida, to our man Don. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
Excellent.
I hope you are too.
I am.
I'm looking at a palladium chart here on Thinkorswim.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. It's /PAU4 or whatever that is. I kind of keep track of it because of my business. We use metal in our business.
Yes.
And it's making a new high today. My question is, it's making a new high from even 5 years ago. In February of 2011, it was at 862. My question, though, and the volume on that day was for the contract was 2,658 with an open interest of, I'm looking at the wrong thing here, open interest of 11,610. Today, having gone above that, I don't know if it's going to close above it yet or not, but having gone above that, it only has a volume of 2,657, but an open interest of 40,036. Should I place a lot of emphasis on the open interest or the volume?
Well, I don't trade palladium enough to know. The way that I use open interest when I take a look at metals is, Don, as I take a look at what the large commercial traders are doing, because that's the big money out there. And when I take a look at silver or gold, because those are the two that I really follow, I take a look, how I use open interest is I take a look at what are the commercials' net short position, because with inside gold and silver, they have continuously been net short for years out there. And that's going to include miners that are selling, product forward out there. And that helps me to just understand. To me, that's how I've been able to use open interest as a tool for me. And I can tell you that I have not, even though the palladium data is there in the CFTC, I just simply have never looked at it.
Okay.
I would say pattern-wise. So that's unfortunately that's the only way that I can answer your question. What I can say is that if I take a look at the futures contract, the continuous contract, what it's actually doing today, this week, it's completing a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. So kind of an orderly A to B equals CD up pattern. So the answer is yes, you're right. It's up above the swing point high from February 2011. I show that high at 862. You're at 862.65. So we've got what could be a triple top in place, because that level was almost, that area was tested back in the August 2011 area.
Right.
And so that's being tested. You do have the completion with your A point being 555.90 way back on July 23rd, your B point being 788.45. That's on February 25th. The retracement down into June 24th at 629.40. So 1-to-1. A to B equals CD is 862, 861.95 to be exact out here. Now, what it doesn't have at this stage, if I now switch over to a daily chart, it had a nice sign of strength out here back on, no wide price spread or anything, back on May 29th. So I don't know what the volume behind May 28th and May 29th was, but I wish we had more time, Don. Maybe you can call into... Yeah, we're at the end of the show, but it is completed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD up on the weekly chart.
Well, if we
and
can
a triple
above,
top.
Just a heads up, if we can stay above this, we're going to 1,100.
Okay.
That was from 25 years ago.
All right. Thanks, Don. Hey, folks, stay tuned for Basil Chapman. He'll be up next.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.